Okay, so we made the ball bounce, and that's great. We added some ease into it, it seems to be. We can go ahead and push play, double check that. All right. So then the next thing, we can put in some squash and stretch. So I want to select this here. We want to make sure and push S here on frame 0 where it's at the apex or the top of the arc so that it's not being deformed. And then it goes down and it hits on frame 10 and then comes back up on frame 20. Then I'm going to click S again so it will again retain its normal shape and then come down to frame 30 and then back up to frame 40. We'll do an S there. There we go. So let's see, we got it coming down and it starts up from 0, hits the ground at 10. So at 10, I'm going to have it, let's see, we'll go first, we'll go to 10, we'll squish it down, there we go. And then we'll go to 9, and we're going to make that stretch. So the squish is on the ground on 10. Then 11, I'm going to make it stretch back up again. Boing. And then it reaches the top, gains its normal shape. Back down to 30. Squash. We'll go back to 29. Stretch. 30. Squash. 31. Stretch again. And then 40 normal. There we go. And what I want to do, let's see if I can, if I go this way. So no, it doesn't. But if I take this and the one thing I want to do, yeah, it's going to have some stretch, but I don't need it to have as much stretch, I don't think. And I don't think I need it to have as much squash. We'll reduce that, and same here with the stretch. We'll make it's stretchy, but it's not too stretchy. And see, and so now you notice here in the these keyframes here, what it's done. When I lowered that, you see that it's brought these down on this frame. So if I can go ahead and grab these, I can also use my middle mouse button and just click these right down to here, and grab this one and bring it right up to here, and there we go. And we can see that it's, there we go. So what I want to do is I'm going to select this middle control, and I'll go to E, is that right? Rotate, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate it this way just to give it a little bit. There we go. Boing, and then we'll come this way. There we go. Go up to normal, and then we'll come down here, and I'll rotate this way, and then rotate this way. There we go. That way, when it's kind of coming down at an angle, and it's stretching at an angle, the angle of the path of where it's bouncing, right? There we go. Boing, boing. There we go. Let's push play. Let's see how that plays out. Not too shabby. All right. So now what we need to do this way. Be great for the tail, but the squash and stretch there is just not doing that for me. Okay, so let's see. Now I have this tail, and the tail is going to be the tricky part. This is the one that's going to take the most work for everyone. Okay, because what we're going to do, we've done this stuff with the ball bounce. We've got the arc, we've got the ease, we've got the squash and stretch. But with the tail, it's a bit of the pendulum. But there's also this thing with S curves and C curves and how it follows, right? Because what we want to do is we want to start making it so that each part of this that's following in the tail moves slightly less and less as each one goes down, right? So let's see here. We have, if I select this joint, you can see it selects the whole tail. If I select this one, we can rotate it. Can I move it too? Nope, we have to rotate. Select the next one, it can rotate too. And then this last one can rotate right at the end. So if I select all of them, I can get a good C curve. That's what I mean by C curve. Like it looks like a C. See that? Just like that, right? And this is good for when we're going on top of an arc. Okay. But there's also a thing called an S curve. And the S curve is works right after a bounce. And how that works is if you go like this. Okay, so you can see here the way this tail is what's called an S curve. Okay, it's an S curve. So we have these that will pop up, an S curve and a C curve. C curve typically I have happening at the top of the arc, and the S curve's kind of in between, and it kind of waves like a flag, if you remember from Art 184. So I'm going to go ahead and undo this. Let's see, this to just go to normal. And here I am at frame 0. I'm just going to land. Okay, so from 0, I'm going to select all these frames, or all of these, and I'll go like this, right? So now I've clicked S with all these selected. It's at the top of the arc, and then it starts coming down. Now when it's coming down, I'm going about a few frames here, 3 or 4, and I will go ahead and select the first joint, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this up. Second one here. So the first one I have it pointing up, trailing behind it. And then it's like the arc here going on frame 4. It's kind of like this. It's starting to come up like this, and then I'm going to go a few frames down. This is 4, and we'll go here to frame 7. From this point, I'm going to go make an S curve. So I'm going to take this second joint, have it go back this third one, curving like this. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. Right, it's 7. And then right here is where it starts to, it's going to squish. 7. I can even go, you know what? I'm going to select here frame 7. And if I select it, I'm holding shift. And I'm going to select right here on frame 7. You see when I do that, it turns frame 7 red. And I get these arrows here. There's these arrows on the outside and the arrows on the inside. The arrows on the inside, if I click and drag it, you see that I'm actually dragging this keyframe. So I want this frame to go here to say frame 5. I'll take this other one on 4 and I'll hold shift and I'll move that over to say frame 3. Okay, so it comes up and then this one's about to come down to 5. Oh shoot, you know what? Let me select all of them again. I can see, okay, now with all the joints selected in the tail, I can now hold shift and I can select, hold shift and I'll click and drag and select 4 and 7. Turns it red, indicating it's selected. And now I can move these arrows around, moving all of them. I want to move it just a few frames. So this is the 3, 6, and I'm going to go a few frames more. So I'll go to 8. And from 8, what I want to do is I want to start to make it to go the other way. So we'll do it like this, to where this one, the tail is pointing, the tip of the tail is pointing this way. And this one is moving this way. Something happened here. So let's go this way. I know what happened. I didn't save all of them. Here, I need to go here. Here we go. On 6, click S. Okay, now I go to 8. There we go. Then we'll go down where it meets the ground here. From that point, select these. Select this one here. It's going to do like this. This one up like this. There we go. S. There we go. So it flips there and then flips down. I think that's what I want to do. It's here. Then when I go to this next frame where it's lifting up off the ground, I'm going to take this one down, and it's like this tail is going to all of a sudden go here and here. And it's like the tail's going to slap the ground. All right. There we go. Okay. I think this is okay. Let's see. And then it goes down like that. And then I'll go up to like 13. And I'm going to move this down here like this. And then this one here. Down, it slaps the ground. And then we get to the apex, top of the arc here. So 19. 20 minutes at the top of the arc, isn't it? Like this. And we'll take these other ones and flip them like that. Here, this one based like that. There we go. All right, so it's coming up. This is tail is trailing behind. And then as we go a few frames out, this one goes up. This goes out like this. This goes up. And these go like this. Is that right? Maybe not. Wing. Okay, so there we go. And then we'll go to, say, frame, where are we here? 24. By this point, this one go up, this one over. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's see, it's coming up, and then we'll have it flip and then go and hit the ground again, similar to what we've done before. I'm gonna do that in the third part of this video. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Let's see, I want to make sure I go to File, Save Scene As. Ball bounce tail, I'll call it, or put your last name in it. Bannon ball bounce tail would work. Save as. And I will continue this in part 3.